what I had to do, the changes I had to make in order to make this Thailand trip a success. Somebody about backed into me just now. Alright. So, number one is quit dreaming. You have to quit dreaming. Now, not that dreaming is all such a bad thing, but you can't just dream all the time or you'll never do anything. You know, I would always put on music and just let my mind roll and think about all the things I want to do and the person I wanted to become, and oh, wouldn't this be good? You know, the if and would thing. If this happened, then I would be able to do this. That the second conditional, as they call it. You gotta stop thinking that way. Stop the dreaming. That's number one thing. You just have to quit. I mean, it's okay to dream of a better world, you know, but you don't want to spend all your time doing that. You need to stop that. At some point, you have to stop. Take one of those dreams, something you've dreamt about, and make it a reality. Now, that doesn't mean that if you want to, I don't know, say move to Paris, you ought to just pick up right now and go. That means you need to start making it a reality. Maybe get a good job, earn some money, you know, and maybe it'll be 10 years in the future. But if you're dreaming, you're not doing. Well, I think I'm all right. I think so. I'd have to say number two is letting go of my past. I had to let go of my past. I used to be, as you all know, a guitar player in a few different bands. I was a party animal. Of course, I smoked and drank, ate the standard American diet, and loved hash, loved reefer, and really kind of ashamed about some of my past, but I messed myself up pretty bad. Of course, I had to let go of that, you know, and you know, it's like other things you gotta let go of too. Is like, you know, I loved my punk music when it went from punk to metal. I mean, yeah, it took me a while to get used to that, but I started doing that too. And I was always into the old 1930s and 40s blues and a lot of other music. But one of the things I had to finally let go of was the fact that that's not the big thing anymore. Nobody really cares about that old music that I love so much, and I found it painful. It actually upset me. But, to see my music go and see something else come, you know, and at some point the new stuff that was coming, I just didn't like it, you know. I always say I jumped off the music fashion train, you know, but that's kind of what happened, and I had to just get over that. That was part of the past. I had to get over. You can't cling on to the past forever. If you want to make a future, you got to let go of the past. So that's number two. Number one, quit dreaming. Number two, let go of the past. Number three is probably letting go of relationships that hinder you. lot of people know I had a lot of girlfriends, and in my past, I'm not near as good looking as they used to be, but I would say 90, maybe 95% of my girlfriends from the past are still my friends today. And most of us, we don't really visit or anything, at least much. But we still text, talk, Facebook friends, you know, all that kind of stuff. You gotta let some of that go too, you know. One of the relationships that's the hardest for me is my puppy. I can't let that hinder me. I can't let it stop me from living my dream. My son, who lives with me, you know, letting go of that relationship, it's not going to be easy, but it's something I have to do. Even old friends and stuff, if they're hindering what you need to accomplish, you got to let go of it. Family, even family. I have some family that says, hey, have a great time, wishing me the best. I have some family who's actually said, hey, if everything goes wrong, you'll wind up broke and whatnot, keep our number so we can, you know, put some funds together and get you back home, as they call it here. You know, but I also have family that are really against it. Yeah. You know, I did a little experiment. 2 years, the last 2 years I've done it. And I've taken and looked at how many times I was visited by friends and family in the last 2 years. I've had 3. 2 were family and 1 was a friend. People who actually came to my house to visit me. Most of the time I'm out visiting everybody else. So in 2 years I've had 3 visits. 1 each from a family member and 1 from an old friend. Now those family members and that friend, we text and talk on Facebook or text messenger or whatever. So we still keep in contact, but the way we keep in contact, it doesn't matter if I'm on Bridge Street in Caldwell, or heck, if I'm on Vanamahana Street over in Chiang Rai somewhere. Doesn't matter. And the phone, the text messages, Facebook, that all works the same. You don't have to get rid of all of your old friends and family and that. You just gotta push the ones who are hindering you to the curb, because that's something I learned when I died, was a lot of things that we're told and taught that are the most valuable, the most important things in life, is wrong. It's just wrong. Once you're gone, it's all gone. You can't even take your guitar with you. So, you know, a lot of that stuff you think is valuable, it's not so much. It's more valuable that you use the last few of your days to do something you really, really want to do yourself. So that's where that comes in. You got to get rid of relationships that hinder you, is number 3. Next one is stop wasting money. I've gone, well, I don't know how to tell you, spent so much worthlessly spending money, buying all kind of junk, gadgets. You've seen, if you've watched my videos, guitars, just crazy amounts of stuff. It's just ridiculous. You got to get rid of that. You got to learn to go without that stuff, because it's not important. It's another thing that hinders you from living your dream. You know, making that dream a reality. If you want to go to Thailand, I mean, in Thailand, prices are way cheap, way cheap. Basically, $1 here is worth 35 there. Right now, I think it's 32.50, but any way you look at it, prices are way cheaper in Thailand. But you can't get it in your head that you can go to Thailand and just start buying everything, because you're going to run out of money fairly soon. And working in Thailand, manual labor, I would not want to do. I mean, you're talking a place where it's nothing if it's 100 degrees, and it's nothing if it's 99.9% humidity and 100 degrees. And you know, to be out there working in the rice fields and that, I mean, you don't want to end up doing that. I know I don't want to. I'm too lazy. But so one of the things you have to learn, adjust, is to stop buying junk. There's no sense in hoarding. I've got a house, a garage, and a shed completely full of stuff. Just Rick knows that. Rick Mopar Charger, he knows all about that. I've almost as bad as he is, maybe not quite, but almost. I've got way more junk than I'll ever need. I keep stuff just because I might need this next week, next year, whatever. And the funny thing is, you throw it away, and that's when you need it, the next day, after you threw it away, even if you kept it for 15 years. But you know what? You have to just let that go. You just have to let that go. Let go of old junk and quit wasting money. I'm going to call that one thing. At one time, I had 8 motorcycles and 6 four-wheel vehicles. I mean, that's crazy. There's no sense in that. You can only drive one thing at a time, just like a guitar. You can only play one at a time. Now, there are reasons you might want some different ones, but what it really comes down to is quit dreaming, let go of the past, quit relationships that hinder you, and quit wasting money and hoarding stuff. I'd say the next thing is probably what ifs. You got to throw away the what ifs. Like, you know, basically the worries. You got to stop the worrying. It's like another conditional, you know, but yeah, if you spend all your time thinking, but what if it rains, or what if there's a monsoon, what if an earthquake happens, you're going to waste your whole life worrying about the what ifs. And it's not going to do you any good, because chances are the what ifs won't happen, and if they do, it doesn't matter whether you thought about them beforehand or not. They're going to happen, and you're either going to make it through or you're not. So stop that. Put that out of your mind. No more what ifs. All right? Here's one that most of us don't learn until we're so old it hardly matters anymore. People pleasing. You got to stop that. Stop pleasing other people. Life is not about pleasing everybody else. It's about pleasing yourself. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. If you try to do people pleasing, you're going to wind up wasting all your time trying to make everybody else happy. And you know what happens? In the end, they don't care anyway. In the end, you're just going to get bit in the butt. It ain't going to help you at all. So, help yourself. Please yourself. And don't worry if it doesn't make other people happy. Don't worry about it. You know, you have to learn to say no, too. You know, if somebody wants you to do something, even if it's something you like doing, if it's going to hinder you, again, there's that word hindrance. If it's going to hinder you, if it's going to get in the way of something you want, something you need, something you dream about, hey, you got to stop. You got to stop it. You don't want to dream. You want to do. Do. And the biggest one is you have to, it's a do. Yeah, all those other ones were don'ts, or get rid of. This is a do. This is a need to. You have to learn to accept yourself today. today. I'm no longer the good-looking young guy that plays in a punk or metal band. I'm now an old guy who likes to be alone a lot, and just kind of want to go and write my music in a private place, and I don't care if nobody likes it. Doesn't matter. I want to teach. I want to teach people how to play guitar, how to record music. So hopefully, even if I don't live long enough to see it, it won't end. You know, I don't want rock and roll to ever die. You know, but that's just part of who I am now. I'm not a party animal anymore. I don't have the energy I used to have. There's no sense in worrying about all that. The best thing to do is love yourself. Accept yourself for who you are, not in the past, now. I love who I am now. Yeah, I'm an older guy, and you have to deal with the fact that you're getting older. And yeah, my preferences, my likes have changed. Not all of them, but a lot of them have. And my priorities have certainly changed a lot. And I like it. I like who I am. And that's something you need to learn to do if you're going to be a success and make yourself happy. And go away to someplace wonderful like North Thailand. You got to learn to love yourself, to accept yourself for who you are today. Not who you were 40 years ago, who you are today. That's what's important. That's who you are.